What's good in the hood, guys? So today I want to bring you my first Spider-Man PS4 video. I've been wanting to do a Spider-Man video for a long time, since I first found out that they were doing a Spider-Man game, and since we all found out that it was going to be released on PS4 exclusively through Insomniac, when everybody thought it was Naughty Dog. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. So yesterday, a online retailer called the Cool Shop supposedly leaked the release date for Spider-Man PS4. The release date is actually September 28th, 2018. Now, of course, you can take that as, with a grain of salt or whatever. I mean, yeah, it could be wrong, it could be off, and it's possible. But actually, I want to talk about why I think that release date is actually true. Well, I guess I shouldn't say true. I should say that I think that the month, that release month, is true. The date may be a little iffy because September 28th, I think, is actually a Friday. It's not uncommon for games to not release on Friday. A lot of games have released on Fridays and have done pretty good. But generally, most games release on Tuesday. So, honestly, I think it's possible. I'm not sure if Insomniac has ever released a game on a Friday. I kind of feel like Spider-Man PS4 may be the first one, or I guess I should start calling it Marvel's Spider-Man. But yeah, Spider-Man PS4, I think would be the first one to release on a Friday. So it's actually very, very possible. So I actually think that it is coming out that month, in between the 25th and the 28th. Because the 25th is a Tuesday, which is a normal game release. But I really think the month is correct because Sony does not release exclusives that close to each other. I think the closest exclusives to come out in the last few years was The Last Guardian, that came out in December, and then in February of 2017, you had Horizon Zero Dawn to come out. That's the closest you will get any exclusives that Sony normally releases. So they could possibly do more releases, but right now it'll be like 5 months in between God of War and Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man PS4. So me personally, I think that's something that they would do. Like, the last exclusive that Insomniac put out on the PlayStation 4 was Resistance 3. That was a long time ago. That was September 6th, 2011. That was a long time ago, and even that game came out on a Tuesday. Their other exclusive, even though this wasn't a PlayStation exclusive, came out in October, to October 28th, 2014. That was Sunset Overdrive. But I just want to talk about that for a minute. That actually came out in October. And truth be told, I think if Spider-Man, if this date or the month turns out to not be true and just be a rumor, October would be the only other date I can see this game coming out at that particular time. That's the only other way that it can come out at that time. And the reason why I say that is something that's coming out in October is actually the Venom movie. The Venom movie is actually scheduled to release October 5th, 2018. And there's a lot of mystery around that movie of whether or not it's actually in the Marvel universe, or if it's still a Sony standalone. But a lot of the rumors are saying that it's actually in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I guess it would make sense to try to push as much Spider-Man out around that time, because right after that, in December, they have the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie coming out December 14th, 2018. So it could be like one of the ways that Sony's trying to just hold down that whole spectrum of the end of the year to make it a Spider-Man kind of month, or month, I should say. So September, October, November, December, I really don't think they're going to push for November. I mean, it's hard to see them competing against Call of Duty, man. Like Call of Duty, that's I don't know. That's a hard one to see them try to fight against. So I do see them doing more of a September release for that Spider-Man. It's a nice window. I mean, it's basically a really good release window. I mean, you can almost have the month to yourself, or at least a few weeks before Battlefield comes out, before Assassin's Creed comes out. Well, that's if they have a new Assassin's Creed. I don't know if that's actually been confirmed, but before Call of Duty comes out, because you would have a whole month before that comes out. So I can see them doing that, you know, somewhere between September and October. Honestly, maybe if they did do it in September, maybe they release a week early in September. Who knows? But I do know one thing for sure. Since Spider-Man is coming out a little later, you can expect them to be at E3 this year. Probably one more trailer, show floor demos, and a definite release date. So I really don't think we have that long to wait. So E3 hits, look for that Spider-Man release date. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. I feel it in my bones. There's no way they're going to miss that. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, go ahead and drop that like. Make sure you comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Do you think Spider-Man is going to release in September on the 28th? Do you think it's going to release sometime in October? Hell, do you think it's going to release November and December? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you for tuning in. Peace out, people.